are developing a new generation of entrepreneurs to provide practical tools to teach young people how to build businesses and to create employment for others. In Lagos, the possibilities are endless. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ o.
Lagos State, in partnership with AGDC, presents Ignite, powered by First Bank and supported by Bank of Industry.
Welcome to the last episode of Ignite Season 1. In the past 25 weeks, we have invaded your homes with life-changing business lessons and entrepreneurial skills. In this final episode of Season 1, we take a look at our journey and the key elements of the show that have contributed immensely to the lives of every budding entrepreneur in Nigeria and the diaspora. With the support of Lagos State Government, First Bank, After School Graduate Development Center, and Bank of Industry, the show was able to create and educate a young generation of entrepreneurs who, regardless of their gender, tribe, or religion, had a common goal, which is building business and creating employment for others in the near future. Ibukun Awoshika, pastor and entrepreneur, hosted the show and taught 300 members in the live audience and millions of individuals at home step-by-step lessons to create, manage, and sustain a successful business empire. Each week, she shared with viewers the discipline, principles, and ethics of owning and managing a successful business.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Awoshika is a carpenter. She's a mother, she's a wife, she's a pastor, and she's a Nigerian. I graduated in chemistry from University of Ife. When I left Ife, I went to serve in Akintola Williams & Co. with an ambition to become a chartered accountant and go and work in a bank. But by the end of my first year in Akintola Williams & Co., I realized that I was a bit too restless for the seriousness of the accounting field. And I opted not to stay back to continue in that field, but I still wanted to go and work in a bank. But I didn't want to sit at home after youth service, so I wanted the very first job I could get, anything to keep myself busy. And the first job I could get within my first week after youth service, after coming back home, was in a furniture company. When I got there, I discovered why, through my secondary school period, I'd considered becoming an architect, because the creative part of me came alive, and I loved the ability to turn space around, the colors, the creativity, and all of that. But I didn't like the value system of the company I was working with. But without thinking much, the restlessness of a young woman at that stage, I just thought, oh, I can do this and I can do it better with a different set of values. And at that stage, I left after only 3.5 months in that company. And I went to set up a company and started my adventure. What we're trying to do with the Ignite Enterprise Project is to raise a generation of informed entrepreneurs. Their degree It just means that their mind is open to learning. It means they're able to process information in a disciplined manner. It means that if you nudge them in the right way, they should be able to make things happen. A graduate of civil engineering can become a business person running a tiling facilitation company, which means for every building, all he's interested in is in tiling all the areas that need to be tiled. The way he will do it is different from the way the ordinary bricklayer will handle it. He's educated, his ability to process things, his ability to make sure that lines are straight, this and that, based on his training, will come into play. But the management of the business involves a lot more. He will learn about handling his finance, about building credibility for the business, about using the bank, building account and track records, about pricing, about so many things that make businesses fail. What we really need to do is to raise an enlightened crop of entrepreneurs who are given the skills across the board with understanding. I know a lot of what I learned in business school helped me in the last phase of doing things. It made it possible for me to realize with an open mind that you don't need to own 100% of anything, and you can do it successfully. Partnerships can be a problem, but a lot of times also because we don't do our homework and we don't do the right matching and we don't take care of legal structures, we don't take care of so many things that then show up later and become a problem. So it's what I'm hoping that, working with Lagos State, with First Bank as a major sponsor, with a Bank of Industry and the entire team that is involved, and After School Graduate Development Center, which was set up solely to address the problem of employability in the country, we will be able to raise a whole new generation of entrepreneurs. Nigeria is a land of so many opportunities just because we have so many problems. Every single problem we have is a business opportunity for a discerning mind, a committed heart, and a passionate person. If you gather a lot of sand and you fill this stage with sand, what will you have? Sand. If you gather sand, whatever volume, and what will you have? Sand. If you add more sand to it, what will you still have? Okay. If you take the sand and it's now enough to mold a block and make this chair the block, what will you now have? Let's consider that this chair is the block. What will you have? You will have block. When you do this to your block, what will you have in your hand? In your entire business life, never ever touch the sand of your money that you are gathering until you have molded your block. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know why? What can happen to sand? It can be washed away. It can be what? Wind can come and blow it. It can scatter. It's very easy for money at a certain stage, when it has not been gathered enough in a concrete form, to scatter. Your pricing is based on your business goal in itself. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you always have to track and follow and monitor. So you have to understand all of these things and know how to play. But it must align with your own goals, because your prices will always be challenged by circumstance, by people, by competition, by products. Sometimes rightfully, sometimes illegally. And remember what I said at the beginning. Pricing is a reflection of your sense of integrity and your character. And it will communicate more to your customer than you think. It would also communicate a lot to the people that work for you. Because don't forget, the people that work for you on the inside will know a lot more than the outside. So when they know that this is a realistic price for this product, but our people or my madam or my oga, they're taking advantage of the customer and selling at this price, they will be your first competition. Why? They know they can deliver the product at a lower price. And every wide gap that you leave between the real price and your market price is room you have left for competition to take advantage of. Don't forget that. Remember something Fola Adiola said to me a long time ago? Or he said at a session. I was speaking somewhere and I was sitting there, and he said, only a madman decides that he wants to be an entrepreneur. Because you can readily go to a job and wait at the end of the month unless somebody else owes you money. That's a normal man. But a man that wants to sit down and at the end of the month is owing every other person their salary is a madman. So how many of you want to be mad with me? I'm glad I'm in the right company. Clap for yourself. Because right now, to create jobs that our country needs, we need a country of madmen. But it's the kind of madness that I like. The kind of insanity that makes us bold and courageous and try out new things, change old things, and turn the place upside down. But by turning it upside down, we turn it right side up. God bless you. There are many credible companies in this country with individuals who work in those companies who want to do the right thing. A lot of times we assume that we cannot get anything done if we're not planning bribery into it or if we're not bribing people. Not true. There are many decent Nigerians who occupy positions of authority that relate to transactions for their organizations. And sometimes what you're used to doing that you think will get you the job will actually be the thing that will work against you. I can tell you categorically, it's about you. If you have decided in advance you will only do it right, yes, some days you will lose jobs. In fact, there can be many days where you will lose jobs, but so what? You've got to know what is important to you. And over time, what you do right will make you right. And ultimately, it will create reward for you. Listen to me. You might make money in the short run. Bribery, corruption. You don't need to go far. Even on the pages of our newspapers every day. Superstars of yesterday, destroyed today. Transactions held 3 or 5 years ago that comes to haunt them today. Some get away with it for 20 years. On the 21st year, it destroys everything they've been enjoying for the 21 years. It's a short-term gain for a long-term destruction. And as a country, we have paid too high a price because of this great thing called corruption. It's not everybody that is involved, I can tell you that. But until we stand up and stand against it, we will continue to pay the price. People will die from lack of hospitals because some people are comfortable to hold the money. Private companies will be destroyed because individuals within it. And every company that is destroyed, their jobs lost. That's why I said to you, instead of adding to jobs, we're replacing jobs. Think.
Ignite. From dreams to reality.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety